Hello there, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. This is Bongi Kazamula. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for leaving me a comment. I really appreciate you. And please do recommend to other people. And then if you are new to the channel, welcome. Do subscribe, leave me a comment and share with others. Today I wanted to talk about the advantages of investing in a township. Reason being, I've heard people advise me that when you build in a township and when you build in a suburban area, you use the same amount of money, which is correct, but at the same time the profit is not the same in terms of rent. You won't charge the same in terms of rent. But then I sat down and made a few comparison between my properties. In a township, I've got 4 properties, and then I've got 1 property in a suburban area. And when I was looking at the things that make it worthwhile to invest a lokshini and to invest a suburb, I realized that if you look at the figures that those who have already invested in property, those who have already set foot and they've seen the nitty-gritties, the advantages and those disadvantages, they are correct. However, I had to look at my peers, the youngsters that are interested in investing in property, but they cannot afford because they are at an entry level in terms of their job, and sometimes their businesses are not yet grown. So I looked at things that make it easier for young people to invest in a township, and I've listed a few things here, and I'm going to share now. I've realized that land is still cheaper a township. The township area has got land that's free for youngsters to invest in, and it comes at a cheaper price. The same square meters that you would buy in an upmarket area and the township will not be the same. For the reason that you won't buy land the same, it simply means that to acquire or to set foot into the investment place, to start in the property journey, it becomes easier for you when you start in the township. That means you can use money that you save. You can either use the bank if the people that are selling the land to you are are open to doing it via the bank, which I recommend most of the time, so that you don't find yourself being scammed and you pay your money for nothing. So land in townships is still cheaper. It's affordable for youngsters to to acquire, to get. And on top of that, when you get land, you can try anything. I've seen people that are trying to start with you see these palisade walls, the stop nonsense, we call it the stop nonsense in our township lingo. They make them nice and cozy inside, but you can see that the person has built those rooms using that, and then you have got a market for such people in there. So the first one would be cheap land. The second one would be the target market is different in townships compared to when you investing in an upper market society area, whereby in the locations some people put checks as in umkuku a location and they rent it out. So once you have got a space of land, you can do anything with your township. You can do nice mkuku as a startup, or you can do those palisade rooms, or you can build cheap rooms as long as the interior of your rooms look comfortable and they've got bathrooms for people, because that is what people are looking for most of the time. Another thing, I'm sure I'll be looking at my book so that I remind myself. Another thing is the rates and taxes, and electricity is still cheaper a location. I have evidence and proof that it is still cheaper to buy electricity and to pay tax rates and taxes at the municipality election compared to the current place where I'm staying. It is more expensive where I'm staying compared to a property that has got 12 tenants. living in one space. So irrespective of the number of people that are staying in your house, in the location or in the township, you still pay less compared to someone who is in an upper area, in an upper suburban area. So rates and taxes are still high, low, and then the electricity on its own as well is still low. And another thing is youngsters. There's a lot of youngsters in the township that want to be free from staying at home. That's the biggest market that you can get in the location. These young people, they just got a job or they just got married, but at the same time they are not comfortable anymore to stay at the back room or to stay in the same house at home, but they cannot afford to go into townhouses. They cannot afford to buy their own land or houses. So those are very good people to target when you are in the location. They also, the other thing is, they get access to taxis, the local taxis. Transportation is one thing that is most accessible in the township compared to in suburban areas. People don't want to be in places where they cannot get transport to go to work. So Elokshin, it's easier for young people to get into a taxi from just outside their house. They can get the local taxis and they go to the bigger taxi rank and get to anywhere they want to go to. So that means your market is broader because there is accessibility of transportation. You don't have to have people who have got their own cars, people, even the children in the township. It's easier to have school transportation for those who have got children. So their children can be picked from home and sent to school. So it makes it easier for you when you are thinking of investing as a young person that cannot afford to a million in terms of buying a house, or 500,000 in terms of buying land, because at the end of the day, it's about, can you make that little income at the beginning. It's not about you having big investments. I've started in a township, and I can tell you now that my income in terms of the property space is more compared to the income that I'm earning. And of course, I do understand and I do agree that while you are, when you start growing, you need to look at other areas, bigger areas in terms of investing. But at the beginning, I can tell you that you need to look at Elokshin. That's where money is. That's where there's a vibe. It's vibrant, Elokshin. Things are happening quicker compared to these other up markets. I've had a friend of mine, I think it's 2 years back. She bought a house, and she had another place to stay. She wanted to rent that house. It took her longer for her to be able to get tenants. I don't even know if now she still has tenants. One other friend of mine that I have, they are not even breaking even in terms of the profitability. Township rental space is very profitable. You just need to understand the market or the niche that you're going to go into, and understand where exactly is this property. Is it closer to amenities such as shopping centers, such as school? Is the transportation accessible? Of course, township areas are not the same. There is the lower side and the better side. So you need to target the better side. At the same time, your target market is those people that can have access to rental money enough to compete with the upper suburban areas. And then another thing is that maintenance is very cheap. Elokshin. I can tell you that when I call someone for a geyser and it's in the location, they charge me less because it's in the township. When they come to this house where I'm staying, it is not even about the geyser problem. The same geyser problem, I get charged more. So the people that they will do maintenance for you. They also look at where your investment is. Of course, once you have grown, once you have gotten to a level where you can afford to buy these houses, it will get you more money, and at the same time you can afford that maintenance. But I can tell you now that township people, those people that are in their network, or the electricians, the plumbers, everything, when you call them for a problem in the location, they charge less. I've proven that. For 200 rand they can come and fix your best pipe, but when your house in a suburban area has got the best pipe, they charge you more. So what, in summary, in coverage, it's still cheaper to invest a lokshini than to invest in an upper suburban area or in a townhouse, new development. So I would say for young people that want to get into property, do not undermine the niche, the current market that is there. If you look at a lot of youngsters who understand what's happening about back rooms, people used to call them back rooms, about the profitability of that market, you would realize that you have got enough resources within yourself. You can start, you can get in there. You don't need to become a millionaire to be able to invest in a township. So you just get land. I mean, for 150,000 rands, you can get a decent square meter, 250 square meters, and you can put 10 rooms there. It doesn't have to be the same rooms in terms of quality as the other people. You can start with umkuku, and once you build up, you start saving on it, and then you upgrade, you go to the next level, you build rooms bit by bit. So today I wanted to talk to my peers, my brothers, my sisters, to say you don't need a lot of money to invest into property. You don't need to look at these big investments that other people are having. Start in the township. If you have a home and your parents can allow you to build 2 or 3 rooms at the back, do so. As long as you have got a good relationship with your family, do so and put people there. It doesn't even change anything in terms of your rates. They normally don't even charge you extra when it comes to rates and taxes. And if you fit in meters for those people, then you are set to go. You have set your foot into the property market. People ask me, they send me emails or messages, and they say, how do I start? Start with what you have. Save money. Save. It will take you time. Save money from your salary, and then you invest in a township first. Start a lokshini. Mina, I invested at Tema first, and I'm moving out of Tema, but I can tell you that I still say that it is more profitable to start a lokshini than to start in a suburban area. I love you, my people. I love you so much, and my sincere apologies for not posting. It sometimes really does get hectic because I'm not only an investor, I am still an employee. I'm hoping to get out of the employment world or the employment sector one day, as soon as God and the universe allows. I love you. Do subscribe, do share, and leave me a comment. Mwah.